721 here, Big 550 KTRS. I believe we have Brian Stull with us, who is live via Skype in Jupiter. Brian, are you there?
I'm here. How you doing this morning?
We're doing great. You sound great. You are what? You're right outside the locker room there?
Yeah, I'm right between the clubhouse and field number 1 down here at the Roger Dean complex.
Beautiful. All right, don't get hit with a loose baseball there. You are owner, publisher, and editor of STLBaseballWeekly.com. You're joining us via Skype from Jupiter. And I think yesterday the news, I guess, was just that baseball was played, and that means opening day is one day closer.
Yeah, I mean, it had been a long wait for a lot of Cardinal fans, and finally yesterday, even though it was the Grapefruit League, it was still baseball. And really, from here until November, McGraw, we're not going to have any Saturday without baseball now. So I know it's still a little frosty up there, but baseball is back, and the Cardinals really looked good yesterday. A 4-1 victory. Carlos Martinez went out and not just was effective, he was dominant, and he did so against the Marlins regular season starting lineup.
Fantastic. Anything else stood out with you? I know it's only the first spring training game, and the starters, if they played, only played a couple innings or two, but anything else stand out to you?
Yeah, just in terms of game notes, we saw the beginning of what's going to be the competition for that utility infielder, that 24th, 25th man spot on the roster. Ty Kelly, who's a newcomer, he came over from Seattle. He had a nice game, had a triple off the left field wall, made a nice defensive play at third. Dean Anna had a couple of nice at-bats. He's a newcomer who had been formerly in the Yankees organization. We saw Greg Garcia, who I think Cardinal fans would remember, with a nice play. And Pete Kozma actually started the game. All four of those guys. And we can't overlook Scotty Moore, who has been playing down at Memphis the last couple of years. Those guys are going to be battling to be the Cardinals utility guy off the bench. Might be room for two of them, certainly one of them. And that competition began yesterday. The other news that happened before the game was Adam Wainwright threw another bullpen session. He's actually back in the gym a little bit. He can do any sort of weight exercise or movement that is not split-legged, and he's progressing. He could actually face hitters on Sunday, and the step after that is getting back into a game.
All right. Now, what about Jason Hayward? Where did he bat in the lineup?
He batted second. He'll be there again today. It doesn't mean that he's going to bat second all season long, but we do know the Cardinals kind of like that damage in the two-hole, as they say. So Matt Carpenter will be leading off again today. Then it'll be Jason Hayward. Mark Reynolds is going to be in the lineup today as Matt Adams has the day off. He'll travel on the road to Vieira tomorrow. And also Johnny Peralta is at shortstop today. And Ty Kelly, who we mentioned, he'll be starting at second base instead of Colton Wong. Again, when the teams go on the road, there's kind of a gentleman's agreement that I believe it's 5 everyday starters will be in the lineup for the visiting city. So we know Matt Adams, Colt Wong will be 2 of those tomorrow.
Yeah. When you meet with Mike Matheny every day for your gaggle with reporters, is he in a better mood than Tony La Russa was on a daily basis?
You know what? It kind of depends on the time of the year and the game the night before, the one that's happening later that day. But spring training, everybody's pretty relaxed right now. Mike's been having a good time. I mean, there's been a lot to like thus far. Guys have been getting in here early. I mean, almost the whole team was here about a week and a half early, getting workouts underway. And then yesterday, as mentioned, just a really good all-around game. There was a lot of things that were positive for the Cardinals, whether it was Carlos Martinez. You had a couple other pitchers who came in after him. They did a really nice job, some of those defensive plays. So Mike's been in pretty good spirits, but as we start to get closer to the end of the month and that regular season starts to draw near, you'll see a different sort of intensity as, again, business kind of is about to pick up.
Yeah. Talk about this pitcher who's getting a lot of attention, who used to pitch for Navy. He's getting a lot of attention. Does he have a chance to make the club?
You know what? Mitch Harris, he's a great story, as you mentioned. He's been in the Cardinals organization for a few years, but he's only been able to pitch the last couple because he was in the U.S. Navy. He was actually down in Panama. He's been on some drug raid missions before. He's been over in the Middle East doing some escorts for, I believe it was a Russian envoy. Great story. He, unlike fans might remember David Robinson several years ago, got that early release from Naval Academy and was able to join the NBA right away.
Yeah.
Mitch Harris had hoped for that, but that was not the case. He had to fulfill his agreement because this is a time of war. So it's taken a while for him to kind of reacclimate because all he was able to do was play catch on a Navy carrier. But last year he made it up to AAA, had an appearance there, spent the majority of his year at AA. And I've talked to some people in the organization, and they think that he has a chance at some point this season. It's not going to be out of the gates, but at some point this season, maybe it's only until September, for him to make it to the big leagues. He's got big league stuff. It's just been a matter of him making the full comeback. But you're right, it is a great story. And if people go to stlbaseballweekly.com, they can go in the archives and a sit-down conversation with Mitch Harris. Really a fascinating guy.
Yeah, all right. Talk about Stull. A lot of people know you. You've been around, well-respected. Talk about your baseballweekly.com website.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, it's stlbaseballweekly.com. We're down here at spring training, have been since pitchers and catchers reported, so there's all kinds of daily updates, sit-down conversations. One of the most recent posted was with Randy Choate. Besides talking about his curveball, he actually shared a little bit about a moment in the playoffs last year when he finally and really fully felt the pride of Mike Matheny and the difference that it made in rededicating himself this offseason. So we try and have a lot of different features besides just the box scores there. And as mentioned, we've been down here at spring training for quite a while, so trying to bring you all the sights and sounds.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the Twitter handle, if you will?
On Twitter, at Stully STL, and that's Stully with a Y.
All right, one more time because you dropped out there for a second. What's the Twitter handle?
At Stully STL, STULLY STL.
Brian Stull, owner, publisher, editor, all around good guy. STLBaseballWeekly.com. Brian, great job. You sound great down there.
You look great too.
Yeah, via Skype. Well, you need a selfie stick to get the phone further away from the face because we're.
I'll work on it. It doesn't sound quite right talking about a selfie stick with you, McGraw.
Well, it's either that or trim your nose hairs. Brian,
I'll work on that.
All right, Brian, be good, be safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
You got to take care up there.
All right, 728 here, Big 550 KTRS. Brian Stull, STLBaseballWeekly.com.
You know what? I think you kind of have a point there. I think you kind of could use a selfie stick for our live shots.
I got to tell you, the technology is unbelievable.
I know. Isn't it awesome?
That was via Skype. It was better than a phone. It was better than a phone connection.
Oh, yeah.
And for those who are watching online, you can see he's broadcasting right outside of the locker room.
Yeah.
So it's great information. Mm-hmm. You get pictures. You get some
Happening
B-roll and the
as
sights and
happening.
sounds, and it's all right there. I mean, it's
all live.
That's really freaky. Right? I mean, before you'd have to have a truck and a satellite
Right.
time and
Right.
18,000 people and
we're doing this this is radio.
right, and we're doing it on the radio. It's really pretty extraordinary. Our partnership with the Post, stltoday.com. Go to the opinion tab page. That's where the show lives. It also lives right there on the front page of ktrs.com. And in the 9 o'clock hour, you tell people this and they don't really quite believe it until they see it. But with our partnership with KPLR Channel 11, we're on TV in the 9 o'clock hour. So it's pretty extraordinary stuff. Also, thanks to Frank and Andrew for putting up with me and how we all figured this out. Not me, how they figured it out.
They deserve major bonuses.
They deserve major bumps. Major kisses?
I said bonuses.
Bonuses. Let's not go crazy. 9:30 here, Big